This episode is brought to you by PetStore.direct.
Do you want this one?
No.
Yeah.
It's going to get too hot if I don't.
Okay.
He likes a
did
light
that.
one.
Yeah.
Light.
Nathan needs a blinky now. He
His-
wants to
Show
show
off
off
his
his man,
leg.
his little white legs.
His
up there.
hammy.
Look at his socks. He's got he's so young.
I know.
Hip.
So hip.
He's not
you
in his late 30s.
Nope, not
Almost
yet.
40. Balding.
Oh my God.
Those are
Yeah.
fighting words,
Well,
Kat. Hello, and welcome back to your favorite podcast, Another Grooming Podcast. I'm Juan Rivera.
I'm Kat Graney.
I'm Nathan Austin.
And I'm Kathleen Austin. It's like a treat every time we get it right. We've been doing pretty good today.
I think so. I think we're
pretty
good.
impressive.
Yeah.
Or lately. We've been doing very well lately.
We have been doing
I think
very
we've been
well
on a
lately.
roll with this season.
On a roll.
It's because it's season 2.
We're
Season 2, baby.
We're prepared and we're comfy.
Oh,
Yeah, we're
Got our blankies
comfortable.
today.
I'm wearing sweats.
Yeah.
I know. I'm wearing sweats today.
I'm wearing like a rompery
like-
thing.
matchies.
I'm loving this. I'm loving this setup. Being able to just relax.
Sick crisscross applesauce.
No shoes.
I've been having
Okay, why do they
like
call it that though?
sciatic pain in my right hip or my right thigh.
Mhm.
Because you're old.
So this is way better.
Yeah, my ass doesn't get as numb as it was.
Same.
All right. Well, I think we have another video submission question
For a would you rather?
for a Would You Rather, I believe, right?
Let's see.
Let's
hear
see.
it. This is from another special guest that I'd like to. She didn't introduce herself, so we'll see if you can recognize her voice. I feel like it's very recognizable.
Are we going to tell them if?
Oh, yeah. I mean, I'll say.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, hey guys. I was just doing some light dusting. You know what I'd like to know is if you were a ghost, who would you haunt and how would you haunt them? Thanks.
Great question. If you don't recognize that voice, it's Marcia.
Marcia, all the way from Canada, eh? Eh?
A. I like that we all had to say it because
Yeah.
it's
Nathan
important.
didn't
Say it.
A.
Eh?
say it.
If
So,
I were
yeah.
a ghost, who would
I guess it's not a
hunt?
would you rather. It's just a question.
Okay.
Well, I mean,
If I die before Ronnie, I'm haunting Ronnie.
yes.
Okay, but is it haunting if? Are you going to be like mean and scary?
Okay.
I don't
I
think haunting has to be mean.
Yeah.
No. Okay, but
Visiting?
I can also mess with you because I like scaring you now. So I would definitely scare you as a ghost for funsies, and then also have fun doing other stuff with you as a ghost.
Yeah, like in Ghostbusters.
Okay, are
Sure.
these ghosts that can like touch and
She
feel
said,
and move
"How?
things?
How would you haunt?" So I mean, you're a dealer's choice.
Ronnie always said that if I die first, he's not going to fall in love again. So I'm going to stick around and make sure
That's
that he does
sad.
not.
Yeah.
I think, same
At least
though.
not in my house.
Same though. I
Not
told-
in the house we
Same.
shared. So if he brings another man into that house, I'm pulling legs, I'm pulling hair, I'm
Pulling
like
it out.
haunting.
Okay, so I find that interesting. So my mom always told my father if she was to die that she would want him to find love again
Yeah.
and not be alone.
Well, la-di-da.
And I think that is
But
fine.
I'm curious as couples. I would feel the same way if I was with someone.
So I think for me, it depends. If I was to die tomorrow, we're so young that I wouldn't want Nathan to just be lonely for the rest of our lives.
Correct.
Or the rest of his life. But 10, 20 years from now, fuck no. But also, I better always be just the love of his life. He can like love the other woman and be like, oh, I love you, but I'm not in love with you. Like, because when he dies, he's got to come find me.
Okay, say what if let's suppose heaven's real, right? And then you're there first, and then I die, and all of a sudden another woman shows up. I'm like, hey,
Who
Katie,
do you choose?
meet your sister wife.
Yeah, nope.
I always wondered that, like, when it's like people remarry and it's like when they're all in heaven, who is it? First husband, second husband, or like
I'm not
what
sharing.
happens there?
I'm not sure.
Or is it just all like?
So you can
Is
have
that not a
somebody
thought over
that
there?
you love and like it's somebody you can spend your time with. Don't fall in love with her. Don't remarry her. You just be in a relationship.
What about
Okay?
just go to like, just hire something?
I would like to get remarried
somebody.
and change our vows and switch it from death to us part till we'll never part. So, FYI.
Yeah,
Stuck.
I want Ronnie to find love again if it happens when I'm young. But I also, my mom actually was the one that told me this. She's like, if I pass away, your dad better not bring another woman into the house we shared.
Yeah.
So I think that's where I'm taking it. So like, if I pass away, sure, Ronnie can get remarried, but they have to start over in a whole new house, a whole new or apartment or whatever, but not in that house that we shared and we made memories together. And because I think that's when, because I feel like at that point it would almost feel like
You're being replaced.
not like a replacement, but not. But you know,
Yeah.
But if they like he fell in love with somebody and then they like started a new life and he moved to, I don't know,
All of a sudden he starts doing his hair
Washington or
like
whatever.
you and fucking
Okay,
wear-
but you have to wait until after our kids are grown. Like if I were to die now, so like have a 8-year mourning period because like ain't no fucking woman gonna come in and be mommy to my children. Okay, they have other woman figures, cats around, you know. So like, don't begin with a girl that's gonna be mommy to my babies.
Okay.
I'll haunt her.
All right. Well, that's what I was gonna say. I would just haunt you. Like I married. Like why would you
It's
not haunt
content.
your spouse, right? Like you're married to him because you want to be around him. Why not be around him when you're
Yeah,
dead?
if I have to be a ghost, I'm gonna just follow you around.
Okay, what if it's like ghost whisperer situation where like they're not fully like satisfied with their life that they have to stick around
One
and like they can't
more-
move on into the next plane or whatever.
Mm.
Well, what if you can't move on without the other person?
Then I'm murdering you. No, I'm just kidding.
Damn.
I'm just
Dark.
kidding.
Have you guys ever watched the show Ghosts?
I
think it's
love
on-
that show.
it's on
Both
CBS.
The UK one and the American
I haven't
one.
seen the UK one, but the
I
I've
like
seen the
them
movie
both.
Ghost.
I like them both, but I find them hilarious. I love those
so
shows.
I would love ghosts to be like that. So have you guys heard about it at all? It's like a mansion, and there's ghosts that they all passed away there, right?
Yeah, they're like bound to the property.
And then because they have like unfinished business, and they have to like, and some people eventually when you find like your resolve or whatever, you get sucked off to go to heaven. So it's just like
Or hell.
it's really fun.
Oh, is it
hell.
funny? Is it
It's a
funny?
really funny
comedy.
show. It's a comedy.
So
It's a sitcom.
the premise is that it's a couple and they inherit the mansion, right?
Mhm.
And she gets like a head injury, so she could see them and talk to them, but
Nice.
no one else can.
right.
Nice.
And so yeah, it's all the different personalities from like the Vikings, and it's hilarious.
It's hilarious. Yeah.
So it started in the UK, and then the American version came around.
Nice.
All right. Well, who are you haunting though?
Yeah, who are you haunting?
Marcia needs to know.
I don't know. It would depend on when I died. Like, because I wouldn't want to haunt Ellie at this age. Or I do it secretly,
That'd be pretty hilarious.
I don't think I would want to haunt my children.
I don't think I don't want to haunt her either.
Just,
Like,
like,
I would
watch
want to
over her.
watch over her. But like haunt's a strong word.
Yeah.
But like I would want to watch over to make sure she was safe, but I also wouldn't want to intrude on her life. Like in the sense, like especially as she gets older and gets in relationships and marriage and has her own children.
You're
and
just
stuff.
there watching, judging.
Yeah. I don't know. There's no one I want to.
I do
if
think
it was
there's
between
a few people I'd haunt.
if it was
What if
going
you haunt the dog park or something? Someone leaves his shit and you're like, ooh.
take it up, if we could pick
You
up,
just pick up the
take it,
shit and
throw
throw
it
it
at
at him. Yeah.
So I don't know if it was between staying here earthbound, like I had an unfinished business, or going to heaven or another plane or
Business.
way.
Mhm.
I would probably want to go to the next plane. But if I was earthbound, there are some people I would want to fuck with.
Thank you for all the kennel name drops.
Oh, yeah, you're welcome. Like, I think it'd be just hilarious to like haunt some of you guys, just
Yeah.
for funsies,
There's
freak you out.
If I was to die like in the next couple of years, there's definitely like several people that I would haunt just because.
Yeah.
But if I was to die in like 20 years, then probably just Nathan.
Yeah.
Unless somebody new
I'll haunt your vibrator.
pisses me off. You'll haunt my vibrator? Nice.
Yeah.
Thanks. Sick.
Stupid.
Just give it unlimited power.
Okay, but it has to be it has to be the consistent buzz, okay? Because I fucking hate the bzz, bzz,
Why do they even have that setting?
Why? It has like 8 different. It's all 8 different patterns, and I'm like, who fucking uses the patterns
Yeah.
just straight all the way? Like,
Hell yeah.
what? If anybody uses the
They are
patterns, let me know what
yeah,
they're for.
and why?
I don't know
Who
what they're
uses
for.
pattern setting number 3?
Yeah. Anyway, great
The worst
question,
one is
Marcia.
the
Well,
random.
okay, so anybody else or just Ronnie?
I don't know. I mean, there's a lot of stuff that, like, if I were a ghost, I would just want to go, like, be nosy. I don't
Like
know if I would
eavesdrop,
haunt them, but
yeah.
I would love to eavesdrop.
Oh my God.
Yeah,
Could
I
you
would-
imagine all the drama we could find out? Okay, so if you die before me, go find out all the drama and then come to my salon and be like right on the window or on the computer.
That's something I would want to eavesdrop, especially
Yeah.
like around my funeral to see what people had to really say about
Yes.
me, you know?
Yeah.
Do they really like me or are they just playing around, you know?
I definitely want to hire somebody to like come to my funeral and I'm going to like make a list of people. I think Marcia actually mentioned this on her Facebook one day. And I was like, I would definitely do that where you, like, it's like somebody comes and they're crying and you're like, call them out. You're hella fake. You hated her. She don't want you here. Get out because I'm dead. Right. So who cares?
Yeah. Have a bouncer at the door, be like, not
Yeah.
you.
You
Didn't
make-
fuck with you.
didn't make
Goodbye.
the list.
Not
yeah.
you.
Yeah, I don't know. Haunt's a strong word though. I feel like haunting is something evil.
You sound like an old woman saying that. Haunt is
I
such
am.
a strong word. Hate is a strong word.
No, I use the word hate all the time.
See,
That's
I don't
okay.
like being mean though. See, calling you old woman that feels bad to me. But you keep calling me old though, so I feel like I have to retaliate.
We are only a year apart in age, Nathan. We're both old.
No, you're 2 years apart. Such an age difference. Juan and Nathan, I think, are only 1 year apart.
1 year, yeah.
It's
87.
Nathan, Juan, Kat, me. We're all 1 year apart. Doop, 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 doop.
The oldest one married to the youngest one.
Ew.
Are you 80?
Creepo.
No,
Canceled.
Ronnie's the youngest, actually.
Canceled.
Ronnie's the baby.
Yeah. 91.
Oh my God.
Damn, he was born in the 90s.
Anyone born in 19 anything is
Is old.
now. People born in 2000 are getting close to 30.
Stop it.
But we are old.
No, we're not.
Yes, we are.
Stop.
I was talking to
Stop it.
Ronnie yesterday about this. By the time my parents were my age, they had me a senior in high school,
Ew.
Wow.
and then my sister a second grader. I was like, I can't picture myself with the high schooler. Like, that's insane. I mean, my parents were young parents, but still, it's
That's a big
Wild.
gap too, though.
Yeah.
Huge gap.
Yeah, that's just.
They're like, let's start over,
Yeah, let's
babe.
completely start over.
Well, I was an only child, and I think they were gonna have me be an only child forever, and then I wanted a little sister.
Ellie's been asking for
They
one.
had
I'm
it
like,
for you?
not
Yeah,
happening.
they had it for me.
What?
Every
Spoiled.
Christmas, every
Wow.
birthday. What do you want?
Spoiled.
I need a sister.
Well,
Yeah,
good you got a
and I
sister.
got
What if
one.
you got a brother?
Throw it
You
away.
just wished her into existence.
yeah
Baby box it.
manifested her.
They're
She owes you big time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, my mom always calls her my daughter. She was like, "Oh, your daughter this, your daughter that." Not my sister, just because. I mean, we were 10 years apart when we were growing up, or when she was a baby. My mom was going to school at night. My dad was working, and so it was just me and her. So I
Yeah.
like raised her ish. So my mom always calls her my daughter, just because
Oh, that's really cute. Though.
it's a big difference.
You guys are really close.
We are now, yeah. We were really close growing up, and then I moved out when she was 7, and I was out of the house for a while. So now we live in the same city, and we go to the gym every day together. We have dinner at each other's houses like every other week or so. So we're close now.
That's nice.
Yeah,
I was
making
gonna
up for lost time,
I was gonna say I want a gym friend, but then I forgot about Nathan.
and the gym
In your house.
Yeah,
Well, now my freaking
I'm just
garage door
lazy.
is broke.
We don't need the.
You-
It's
you-
cold out.
But you could also walk through that regular door into that room.
He normally opens it and works out with it open. But
I know,
it's
but still, you
cold.
can still work out.
We're gonna have to call someone to fix the spring.
Okay.
I just seen a
Sounds
video. So like
expensive.
the spring on my garage door broke, and I just seen a video about how this guy like mangled his face because he tried to fix it himself.
Yeah, don't do that.
Because
it's like
a
unraveled.
spring under a lot of tension.
Yeah.
You know, like if you don't know what you're doing, you could like really hurt yourself.
Don't
He
mess
did.
up the
Damn.
money maker.
You know, ever since you told me that story about the bungee cord, I am terrified of bungee cords.
Oh yeah, one of my friends, he like literally lost his eye packing for camping. He was just strapping something to the top of his car, and the bungee broke on one side, and it like whipped his eye out. Literally, like just like give me that.
And now I'm terrified of bungee cords.
So now we use what is it? The
like the crank
The
tie
ratchet
thing.
straps, yeah.
yeah.
Do you not use bungee cords for your show setup anymore?
I do.
Oh, okay,
But
okay.
I never put them under
He's
high
like-
tension. Yeah, I always like
Just
put
take
my
your
head
eye
away and
He said
Never put
he
him under
said he
high
literally
tension.
seen like his lens, like the hard lens come
Uh-huh.
out of his eye. Like he said he and was looking for it. Like what the hell?
Oh my God.
Creepy.
Couldn't find it.
Damn.
Anyway.
That's wild. Anyway.
All right.
Petstore.direct. Whether you're a solo groomer running your own business or part of a large grooming salon, having the right products and tools makes all the difference. That's where Petstore.direct comes in. With over 80 of the top brands that professional groomers love and trust, such as Heidinger, Arturo, Nature Specialty, Hydra, iGroom, Botanica, Dog Fashion Spa, and many more. Petstore.direct is your one-stop shop for all your grooming needs. Clippers, shears, shampoos, tables, tools, dryers, you name it, they got it. Exclusive for our listeners, take $15 off your next order over $175 with the code AnotherGroomingPodcast at checkout. Visit petstore.direct today and stock up on all things grooming, because when you have the right products, every groom is a masterpiece. For the love of dogs, petstore.direct.
Yeah. I mean, we just saw Petstore.direct at their booth at Groomed. They had a really nice they had like 2 sections,
Yeah.
which
Yeah.
was really cool.
And busy.
Very
nonstop,
busy. Yeah.
Well, they carry so many things.
yeah, I I needed new combs, so I bought some new combs.
Nice.
And they also carry Arturo, which I really like their stuff. And our supplier around here doesn't carry the 5-in-1 blades, and so I stocked up on those.
yeah. Yeah. Our supplier doesn't carry Arturo anymore. So very grateful for Petstore.direct for carrying that company because it is fantastic.
Yep.
Yeah. I think they're also one of the only companies that distribute Botanica, and I've been obsessed with Botanica lately.
Yes.
So that is where I order mine.
Yeah.
Well, they distribute.
Botanica firm.
They distribute
was-
everything. It seems like.
I thought it was really cool because I know Aga was there and like she had a lot of her like ambassadors and educators like doing demos at the Petstore.direct booth.
Mhm.
So there was a lot of like good education happening. So thank you to Petstore.direct for having that opportunity to help educate groomers.
Yeah, and I felt like they even opened a little before for us competitive groomers.
They do. I agree with you.
Their staff's always there, ready to help you if you've forgotten something and you're about to compete and you're like, oh, I don't have my comb, or I don't have
Clutch.
Zoom, or I don't have
Clutch
anything.
for sure.
I
Yeah.
can't tell you how many times Nathan's been just about to start competing and the floor doesn't technically open until 10, but the first competition is like 7 or 8 in the morning.
Yeah.
And they're always there getting ready. And I run over and I'm like, I know you're not open, but can you please just sell me this thing really fast? Nathan needs it. And they're always like, of course.
Yeah.
So,
Or they're like, maybe because they trust us, but they're like, yeah, just come back later and pay for it. It's fine. But-
so
But they also have great customer service. I had to reach out to them recently, and yeah, very prompt, very matter of
Mhm.
fact, and it was great.
oh, it's another product that I don't think they mentioned that they sell is the special one from Italy.
mhm.
And we just recently
yeah.
tried several of their products and I liked them a lot. So that was, they have a lot of shampoos and sprays and stuff. And we've tried them in our salon recently and that I really enjoyed that product. It was really nice.
I love their like cologne bar because I was just there sniffing
That's
everything.
what I'm spending most of my time. I'm obsessed with
cologne bar.
fragrances. Yeah.
Yeah, but they had like all these different brands and then all these different scents, and it was wonderful. It's like
Yeah.
a little like I like the smell. Or,
Yeah, it's like you're at a department store, like,
yeah.
mm.
They didn't have they should have the little strippies.
The little strippies.
like they do.
And then the coffee so you can like cleanse your palate.
Oh. Mhm.
Yeah, but it like literally had everything I needed. Like I mentioned, the 5-in-1 by Arturo, but they also had different brands of that, like more affordable brands. So
Mhm.
that if you wanted to try different things, that was awesome.
Yeah, absolutely.
It was very crowded though.
It's
They're
very
crowded.
crowded.
Well, when you're
I'm
good,
all
you're
like-
good.
Yeah,
you
I
know?
was
Very
like, I
popular.
want to see the combs.
I was taking a picture with somebody, and we both are like facing in that direction. And there's a girl. She's a grooming influencer on there. She does poodles.
Amber.
And we both look at her, right? And then the girl I'm taking a picture with, she goes, "Is that Taylor Swift?" And I'm like,
She kind of does.
I'm
it.
like,
Yeah.
I think she looks at this moment, she looks just like her. We were like 40 feet away, but she did her hair like her and her makeup, and I'm like, she's definitely not here though. But I
Working
think
at
I
the
know
pet
who
store.
that is. But like, I see the connection, you know.
That's funny.
But and then I signed up for their like text alerts, and they gave me a free little keychain, and it was cute. And because the kids were collecting keychains, I was like, "Oh, here, I got this for you."
Thanks again, petstore.direct.
Thank you. All right. So I am in the middle of doing my certification, finishing my certification with the IACC. It is a long, long program. And I haven't been doing it for a little bit because I was just focusing on other things. So I started reading all of my notes from before, just trying to get back into it. And I came across this section about like shampoos and bathing and stuff. And I was reading over it, and I feel like a lot of the information was new to me when I was reading it. And then when I read it again, I was like, oh my God, I don't think a lot of people know this.
Yeah.
You guys are all very smart, so maybe you guys do know this, but I know a lot of you listeners too know a lot.
You think I'm smart?
I think you're pretty smart. So it was all really interesting to me. So I hope it's interesting to you guys. You guys want to get into it?
Yeah. I learned.
Let's do it. I'm ready to learn.
So before we get like into other stuff, I just want to kind of go over like the types of bathing, because it is the foundation of everything we do. So there is bucket washing, which is very common in the dog show world. And that was very new to me until I went to a dog show, because I was like, what the, like, so you get, it's just water and soap in a bucket, and you just like spot wash. And that that's so interesting to me.
Usually it's two. So there's like one that you do water and soap, and one that's just water. And so you'll put them in the water and soap. And for Scotties, obviously we just like sponge like their legs, their underline, and their beard and eyebrows. And then you put them in the clean bucket with a clean sponge, and you just rinse it off, and away you go.
It's weird. Yeah.
Why? Yeah.
When I first saw it too, I was like, what? I was like, how does it get clean?
Well, because you're doing it every day,
Yeah.
right? And so you're just looking for them. It doesn't have to be like perfect. You just want to make sure to get like the gunk off, the products from the day before,
Any urine,
and any urine that they might have gotten on themselves, and that way you can use product and get them re-dried and fluffed and pretty again.
More product.
Yeah. And then I think that was just really weird to me, because that's not something you typically use in the salon. So I think to me that was like, oh my God, that's so strange. And then there's other salon stuff that like dilution bottles, which we use in a regular frothing stuff. So you can have like the ducky that we've talked about before, just like making your own suds and stuff. The HydroSurge and the bather boxes, which is just like the distributing. You hook it up to a shampoo gallon, and then they have the hose, and you adjust like the flow and stuff. We all started at PetSmart. We had something similar to that. There's HydroSurge bather box. I think there's quite a few shampoo box. I think the recirculating system I love is my preferred way of bathing. It's a Bathing Beauty is what I have. Do you guys use a recirculator?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So I feel like people kind of talk a lot of smack about it, because it's you're using the same water over and over and over, and it doesn't get the dog clean. And it does get the dog really, really clean. Because I compare it to like a washing machine or like a dishwasher, right? Like it's not new water every time. It's the same water going over and over and over. What's happening is the shampoo molecules are grabbing the dirt and it's encapsulating it within the soap and the bubble. So it's like the dirt and the dander is essentially trapped. So it as it continues to go, it's like new molecules are grabbing on. So you're not using the same dirty water over and over and over, but you are using the pressure from the recirculating system. I love that.
Yeah.
So
great pressure.
my favorite. And then
for us, it also like cuts down on how much shampoo you're using
and water.
I use about half the shampoo when I use a recirculating system.
Yeah.
I used to use a box one where it sucks from the gallon.
Yeah.
And maybe there's better ones out there, and I don't remember the brand of it, but I remember just looking at it and watching it just suck the shampoo out of the gallon. And I'm thinking like, I'm not getting any, we used to be told like, once it shows the tiniest amount of suds, then you know it's working. But it would always like not seem to clean properly. Yeah, now I really like the recirculator.
And then there's ultimately the straight from the pump, straight to the coat, which I think is a little wasteful, but sometimes it's necessary. But you brought up suds. Do you think suds are important?
So I think we have all been taught that suds are a sign that you're actually cleaning the coat, but I don't necessarily think that's always true.
It is not.
Yay!
Yeah, you don't have to have a lot of suds for it to be working. Suds most of the time is just a foaming agent added to the shampoo for you to psychologically think that it's getting a cleaner coat or a cleaner dog. The suds do help to spread the product and to like get, to make the lather and kind of get everything over the body. But the suds themselves, they're not necessary to have a clean dog. And I feel like that blew my mind because to me, I was wasting so much shampoo because stuff wasn't sudsing enough. And I thought that was wild.
So
you're kind of freaking me out.
I do something that I do.
I don't wash dogs anymore.
I love suds.
I have bathers and I teach them.
Well, so I was going to say something that I figured out with my own hair, and I'm sure you're going to get to this at some point. I actually, when I'm washing my hair, I wash it twice.
Mm-hmm.
And so the first time I wash my hair, it doesn't sud.
Right.
Yeah.
And the second time, it suds really well. And I'm assuming that once you get kind of all that initial gunk out, and then you're actually cleansing your scalp and your hair the second time, and it's not having to pull all the oil and the like dirt and stuff, is why it spreads and suds a little bit better.
Yeah.
Do you usually bathe more than once?
Yeah, I do 2 shampoos.
Yep.
Yeah.
We do as well at our salon.
So, fun fact, dishwasher liquid and washing machine detergent do not have those foaming agents, and it gets stuff clean.
Yeah,
because
it doesn't sud.
they don't add them because no one can see them.
Yeah.
Isn't that wild? Like, to me, it's like the no sud thing is just
I think
wild
it was
to
like
me.
imprinted on us
Yes.
as young groomers
'Cause I was-
from PetSmart.
Okay, so what's in
Suds.
like not that Dawn should be used to clean dogs, but I know people do. But then also like is there an agent added to that, or is it that is sudsing?
Well, traditionally, we all use way too much soap and way too much detergent across the board on everything. Like we use too much shampoo when we wash our own hair. We use too much dish soap when we wash dishes, dishwasher. So like because it's just we use way too much of it. So you
I
don't
think
really.
it's because we're American and we use too much of everything.
That's the first thing that popped into my mind. America,
Fuck yeah.
too much shampoo.
So I think if there's for Dawn, for example, I think because if you read the instructions, it says you need like a tablespoon for like gallon of water. I use a tablespoon on my sponge like every 4 dishes.
Same.
So I think it's
When I do my laundry, I'm like, bloop, 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 bloop.
Well, if it don't smell clean.
all right. Water temperature. Do you guys give water temperature any thought whatsoever?
I
Yes.
do.
I just like it to be warm for the dog's comfort.
But
Yes, but not too warm because dogs run hotter than us.
Yeah. So
Yes.
I was told always treat a dog to always assume the dog has a pain tolerance of a 3-year-old child. And what don't you so if it's too hot for a 3-year-old, it's too hot for the dog. If you're using too much force to lift anything, you would treat it the same as a toddler. So that was the only.
That's a really good way of easily trying to figure that out.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, because they run hotter. So if it feels hot to you, then it's really hot to them. So then you get a lot of people that are obviously you don't want to use ice cold water. But you can have the water be a little bit cooler especially on a hotter day, and it's not going to be detrimental.
Or dogs with sensitive skin or hand strip dogs.
Yeah.
So I have some temperatures for different cases for that. So never use anything below 70 degrees because that is way too cold. Cool would be 80 to 84 degrees, and that would be best for dry and sensitive skin. Oh, they have sores, or if they have inflamed skin, the cooler, it's better for their skin.
That makes sense to me because if they run hotter, if you get in a pool that's the same temperature as you, it feels still a tiny bit cool, right? So a dog getting into a temperature that it feels lukewarm to you could feel cold to the dog.
Mm-hmm. Lukewarm, which is ideal for everybody, 85 to 90 degrees is ideal for the normal skin and coat. So that's where we should always kind of have our baseline in regards to our water temperature. I have a water thermometer. Now I kind of just do it by touch, but before I was doing it degrees. And I think once you it's pretty simple. You can tell what's warm and what's kind of cool and what's lukewarm and that kind of thing.
Well, we have our tub. It has a dial that's supposed to tell you. I don't know how accurate it is, but it has degrees on it. And
that's
then
cool.
it stays at that temperature, and then there's an on-off switch.
I should get that nozzle.
So you gotta let it. You gotta turn it on for a moment, but it'll it goes.
It stays at that temperature as well, so you don't have to. And then you can turn it on and off without affecting the temperature.
Okay, the final rinse should always be with cooler water because it closes the hair and it seals all the. It makes everything kind of congeal and just kind of tighten up.
Yeah,
and
cold
that's
water does that.
good for a final rinse. The last one for what's warm water from 91 to 93 degrees. That would be for young dogs, sick dogs, elderly dogs, and arthritic animals because that'll feel nice and cozy on them.
No jointsies.
But I never, again, when I was reading this, I was like, yes, not too hot and not too cold, but like I didn't really think to like compartmentalize it into different things. That was so crazy to me.
Yeah.
That's good information, though.
Yeah.
Yeah. So to wrap up this section, I want to talk about our takes on certain things.
Yes.
Okay.
Question: do you guys pre-wet the dogs before you shampoo them?
Not if we're using a recirculator.
It depends. I
Okay.
agree. Not if you're using a recirculator. If I am using just like a foamy thing, I usually do because it feels like you have to use so much more if you're like frothing or foaming. Because then if it's like a long coated dog. But I did get yelled at by Anne a long time ago. She told me not to wet your dogs ahead of time.
Mm-hmm.
So it really is situational for me because if I am like for some reason I need to use a shampoo undiluted, I'm not gonna just like slather them with undiluted shampoo without wetting them
The
first.
only thing I do that with is like odor busting for a skunk dog.
Right.
Oh yeah.
You never wet a skunk dog.
But
because it opens up the pore and the follicle.
that's different though
Yeah.
because you're using a special formula. But
Why? What are you gonna say?
with a recirculator.
Oh,
yeah.
me?
Yeah.
So there are some cases where you should pre-wet the water, but you technically should not
You
pre-wet the
you
coat.
pre-wet the
Pre-wet the
water.
coat.
It's
You
very important that you wet your water.
You wet your water. If your water's not wet, it's just
And your
not going to
whistle.
work. It's just not going to work. Okay, so dry hair absorbs the first thing it touches, right? So like if you it's going to absorb all the water, and then once you put the shampoo on it, it's not going to absorb as much as the shampoo. So you want to put the water and the shampoo at the same time. So then the dry hair goes and like sucks up all the soap and all the everything, and you get a much better clean the first time around if you don't pre-wet the
Smart.
coat. Smart, right?
Yeah,
Well,
very
and so
smart.
then I don't know if you have it on your list because I haven't glanced at it. But then you were talking about using cool water to help close the follicles and everything. So then, how do you feel about the close open close method?
I've used it, and I think it's useful in specific
It has its
cases.
place.
Yeah.
So for anybody who's listening that doesn't know, they suggest like dogs that are maybe like extra oily, or different things like that. You would
I
actually
have a lot of dander too.
Yeah, you would actually start with conditioner, then shampoo, and then finish with conditioner. And you would think using conditioner would, like that would actually, because I feel like we were always taught like, oh, an oily dog, you wouldn't use conditioner on an oily dog.
Dawn,
Degreaser
Dawn,
and-
baby. no?
Yeah.
It's really good
But
for degreasing.
the more you
those
are
episodes.
stripping the oil out, the faster they're producing it to bring it back because they're like, what the hell happened to all the oil? So conditioning it before and after will actually help them stop producing as much.
Mm-hmm.
And I do feel like it works. I don't
Yeah,
do it
it
on
was-
like every single dog, but I think
Maybe
it
I
has
should
its
do it on
place.
my head.
You know
I've
what I
been, I've been
did?
like washing my hair a little bit less because I've washed it every single day. So I've been trying to do it like every 3 days.
Mm-hmm.
And but like my hair is like super oily the second and third day.
I don't
Yeah.
notice.
I don't
I
notice.
know it doesn't look oily, but like to me that is always just
You're like,
dry and
gross.
oil stripped. Yeah, it feels a little so like
Yeah, maybe
Yeah.
you should do close open close.
yeah.
But I had a doodle that I did that on recently that I always used to use like a degreasing shampoo on, and then all of a sudden I used like a hydrating shampoo and a conditioner on him, and his coat cuts better. It looks
Yeah.
better. It's just all around better.
We kind of talked about this a little bit, but one shampoo or two shampoos. I am a 2 shampoo troop.
Yeah,
Yeah.
double shampoo.
There's arguments that if you just do one really good shampoo the first time around, you don't need the second one. But like you were mentioning with your own hair, the first wash is to get all the
Strip it.
nasty, strip everything off, and the second wash would be more for like actual benefiting the coat.
And the skin.
And kind of
Yeah.
along with that, let your shampoo sit for at least 3 minutes.
3 to 5.
3 to 5, yeah. At least
So
3 to 5.
The first bath or the second?
The second. The first one is just the purpose of it is just to get the dog clean. So you can just scrub and wash everything away. But the second shampoo is typically the shampoo that would be like the whitening or the conditioning or the texturizing or the volumizing or whatever. If you, for example, if you put lotion on your hands, right, and then rinse it right away, it's not gonna stay as well as you let it sit for a little bit, like let the skin.
Wait, do you
absorb.
wash off lotion? After
No, but I'm just saying, like,
I was like, oh my
It was
god,
it was a very good.
you know what I mean? You have
like,
you have to let things absorb into the hair and into
Yeah.
the skin. You have to give it a moment, because if you put shampoo, a volumizing shampoo, you put it and you spread it for 30 seconds and then you rinse it, how much volume are you going to get from that coat?
I'm
Why
sorry.
you're still laughing at me?
Because in my head, I was really worried that I was doing something
washing
wrong.
off lotion.
Oh.
No, because I'm like one of those people that like I really struggle with lotion because I hate feeling greasy.
Yeah.
And so I don't use it, and I know I should use it more.
Okay,
I
bad
do,
example. I'm sorry.
I do use it some, and then I was like, is that why I've always had such a hard time? Because I was supposed to be washing my hands.
Okay, and I have one last thing I want to talk to you guys about. Well, one last thing I want to get your opinions on. What is your bathing order? What do you start with? What do you do? Like, do you do obviously the same thing every time, right? But like, what is your bathing routine?
I'll go first. So first of all, I usually will mix the shampoo,
Uh-huh.
whether it be in a dilution bottle or a dilution like cup. We'll use a lot of times,
Or a recirculator.
or a recirculator, and then I wash the dog with that. And then I will do the face and then I'll rinse them starting from the face back, and then I'll wash them again the same way one more time, and then
I do
condition them
generally.
if so needed afterwards.
I agree. Where I
Okay.
do normally like wash the body and then I'll wash the face separate. We have a separate
Mhm.
face wash, and then I rinse the face like right away, and then I go to the body. So that way
Yeah.
I'm not like. But I usually start top down, right? Does anybody start feet first?
Well,
No.
it depends
Butt
on
first.
what method I'm using for bathing. Like, for example, if I'm doing a dilution bottle, I start with the legs first,
Mm.
because typically the legs and feet are the most
dirtiest.
dirty, right? So I want that to sit the longest and be the most clean, and then I kind of work my way up because their back is not really that dirty.
That's
Yeah, I'll
true.
probably do that from now on because I've never thought about the timing aspect. I just
Because it's
thought
like
of it
if
as
you can give the legs 2 more minutes to sit in the shampoo while you're working on something else.
Okay, so I'm gonna use the example of
Yeah.
washing Lumi, right? So if I am just doing a maintenance bath for him, I will start with the recirculator. I'm sorry, and I'll use the basic like stripping shampoo, and I always start with his feet because that's the dirtiest, and then I run it down from the nape of his neck down to his tail, butt, everything, and I rinse it. And then I will do the hydrating like shampoo, and I will start with I always start with his legs because that's what I want, and the nape of his neck because those are the problems I have the most breakage in.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'll wash his face while that sits, and then I do the conditioner, but then I'll like brush his teeth and rewash his face, and while that sits, and I always let that sit for the longest. I actually have this conditioner I use as well, where I do a full body soak, where he just sits in it and I don't rinse it.
Oh, you leave it in,
That conditioner, I just leave it in straight.
and it doesn't leave it like heavy or anything.
No.
No.
Well, I leave like the Arturo keratin and protein.
That's true. That's
I
true. I
just
do that
leave
too.
that in and dry it straight into the coat.
Takes forever to dry, but
Yeah, it does take forever. But like just regular salon dogs, I don't leave the conditioner and I will rinse it off. But I don't always rinse it the heaviest.
It just depends for me. I
Yeah.
think because I do some like my hand strip furnishings, like for certain clients, I'll leave it in.
Yeah, but for the basic client, I always rinse the conditioner out. But for him, I mean, it's diluted, so it's not just straight conditioner, but I will use straight conditioner on some parts as well.
I just
What-
imagine him just like slicked with conditioner.
I don't have to show you. No, I literally get a tub and I fill it with water and I use a cup of conditioner and I mix it in
oh shit.
and he sits in there, sometimes up to half an hour, and then I pull him out and rinse
He
him
probably
off.
loves it.
Yeah. Probably feels
Actually,
really
he doesn't.
good.
It's kind of lukewarm and he just kind of floats in it. Just meow. His little eyes. He looks like a little.
No
snake.
wonder he's running away.
No,
on the
he
plane.
voluntarily gets. When I say it's bath time, he comes to the tub and puts his feet up. Tallulah, on the other hand, I have to chase that bitch down. She's like, nah. But no, he's good about it now.
That was all
Right
I have.
on.
I thought that was just I was
I
like things that
learned
people don't
stuff.
really think about.
Yeah,
Well,
That
I
was
didn't
very
think about it,
educational.
Yeah.
but
No,
I don't want to give too. It's
absolutely.
just info light. So if you guys want more info, start IACC because it has a lot of great info. The binder's like this fat.
It's like
and
the
there's just
PetSmart safety
yeah,
binder.
yeah. And it goes. It's just I've spoken about this before, but
But
it just
actually
goes
useful.
into detail, and there's like science, and it's.
I like that.
I always feel like really. I was like, oh my god, our jobs are so important. Oh my god, this is great.
Well,
Like you
Like, I
feel
don't
like Bill Nye.
Yeah.
Well, when
Yeah.
I tell somebody something, I don't want to just say, well, we do it this way because that's how we always did it. I like to give them the like, well, we do
The
it this
why.
way because of
Yeah.
this, and this. So when I can have the science behind something, it really is meaningful to me.
And when you like knowledge drop a client, they're like, oh my God.
Oh, they
Maybe
love it.
I don't like about ear hair, right?
Yeah.
I was lecturing someone about ear hair not lecturing, but I was telling them about, the opening the pores and then and then they're like, yeah, maybe I don't. Yeah. I was like,
Yeah, maybe you don't.
maybe you don't.
Well, that was that.
Well, thank you, Juan. Thank
Yeah.
you for preparing
Well,
that
thank you for letting me
us.
nerd
Yeah,
out
thank
for a
you
little
for
bit because
preparing,
I was rereading the notes and I was like, this is cool.
Yeah.
I
Well, there
like
was a
this.
couple other
I'm gonna
things that
share
you
this.
skipped over that I think on another episode we should
Yeah.
go over
Yeah.
because I think the listeners will like. I think they like educational
Yeah,
stuff.
let us know if you liked this because otherwise he's not going to tell
Yeah.
you all the extra
Yeah.
stuff.
No.
Yeah, let us
Denied.
know.
Tell us how much you enjoyed Juan's bathing tips.
All right, let's move on to
What do you listen to in the salon?
what we listen to at work. What do we listen to at work? Who wants to go first?
You know that song? She's the baddest in the room. You know that one?
No.
Ooh, I wanna.
You definitely know the song.
Maybe
but-
if you sing it better.
Okay, hold on. I'm gonna find
Well,
it. for
while
you.
he finds it, so we kind of have different tastes in music. My music's all over the place, but I know not everybody likes it because I do like musicals and Disney. I like Disney,
Mhm.
and I like more cheerful, like poppy stuff.
Yeah.
And then some people are like more.
You got it at the same time as me.
Are more like mellow with their music. I can't stand slow, mellow music. It makes me want to fall asleep.
I love
I
it.
need like
It has its place.
upbeat. It has its place, but like in the salon, I want to be busy.
I can listen to anything in the salon. It
I
could
can-
be.
Cat likes
listen.
musicals, Disney music, and
That's what I said.
some Destiny's Child is thrown in there too.
I actually have
Destiny's
no
Child.
Destiny's Child on there.
Yeah, you did. You had the one. If I was a girl. No, that's
That is
Beyonce.
That is not
If
Destiny's
I was a
Child.
boy, it was
That's
Beyonce.
also That's not Beyonce.
Yeah,
Yeah,
if
it
I were a
is.
boy.
If I was a boy,
Yeah.
was it?
Yeah.
And then I got some
Losers.
freaking Lord of the Rings stuff.
Okay,
I
here
just
goes.
like soundtracks,
Oh yeah.
but that's peppy and upbeat.
Okay, you can't play too much of it because remember the last
Copyright.
time?
Less than 6 seconds. We got it. That was good. I do know that song. You were not singing it good.
It's a good one though.
Yeah, it does.
But like I like upbeat stuff like that. I've been listening to a lot of emo music. Like I find playlists like I miss emo, like 2000s emo.
Mm-hmm.
And like you know what? Like the stuff that I was embarrassed to listen to when I was a teenager and in my 20s now is cool.
Yeah.
You know? So like I'll put it on and then like the young people in the salon are like, wow, it was cool. They like know what it is and they think it's,
I could listen. I like I said, I could listen to anything. I can listen to like classical music. I can listen to pop. I can listen to rap, whatever. I like Cat's music too. I'm pretty go with the flow. I like I like anything. I don't mind in the salon.
Yeah. I like listening to pop. Like I'm all I always tell people I'm all about the girls and the gays. So just like female pop stars, like gay, like drag queen. I listen to a lot of drag queen music. So it's just like light
So
and
what
peppy.
is like drag queen music? Like so when I think of drag queen music, I think of
Like
Lady
respect.
Gaga.
No, they're actual like drag queens,
Oh,
and they have
wow.
their own or like original like club music essentially.
Nice.
And it's just it's a little vulgar. It's
Oh.
so I like it, but if it's I can't not listen to everything. Like I'm a big EDM listener,
Yeah.
but I cannot listen to it while I work because it's like too much beat, and I just I get I can't be calm.
Like antsy.
It gets me worked up
And-
too.
Yeah. So it has to
Katie's
be
like, you got to stop listening to it.
No, sometimes a song will come on that will be like something that we listen to EDM, and I'm like, change it. It's getting. I'm gonna have to go poop soon. Change it.
Yeah. Well,
Cat
if
doesn't.
you know.
Cat doesn't know.
But yeah, for real
Right
though.
now? You're like, shit. I'm
Yeah.
gonna have to go poop.
Yeah.
Okay, I don't know what that.
if you do Molly, you have to poop
I like how you're whispering.
Yeah.
You know you're into
into the microphone.
Sometimes
Yes.
it's just even the thought of it.
Yeah.
Like just the thought or the music
I thought
that you were
just
listening
dancing
to.
so hard.
No, it will. You're suddenly just like, oh fuck, I gotta go poo.
Yeah.
Mm.
Like
It's
when
just
the
your
Molly
body's-
hits,
your
you get the
body-
shits.
Your
Mm.
body's like happy, basically. That's
Because
what I
you feel
think.
good when you poo. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's the technical way, but
The
like
technical.
I don't know if that actually makes sense, but whatever.
It is what it is.
When I'm taking a shit, it's a fucking battle. My body's not happy. I'm like, no, I'm just no. I'm
I
in
thought
there
we were
like
just talking about no pushing.
Yeah, no
You gotta
pushing.
let that shit fall out, literally.
Literally.
Early.
Literally.
Anyways.
Yeah. Anyways,
So no EDM though. It's too upbeat.
not when I'm at work. I mean, it depends. If it's like so if it's like tropical house is just like more like I think it's just like crazy techno is what I cannot get into. As out of work, I love
So
it.
what do you think about like late '80s, '90s house music?
Oh, I
You know,
love
like
it.
Computer Love. You know
Yeah,
that one?
Yeah.
And
yeah.
it's like R&B ish, kind of like that's good stuff, right?
Yeah, well, my parents had me when they were 18, so they grew up on that music. So I listened to like all of that, and that's like top tier.
You know
for
what
me.
I miss though is like the Sunday night oldies. You know, you'll like, I'm your puppet. You know that old like,
Do you remember
like the classics.
Okay,
like,
do you remember, okay. you
what's
were-
classic now is it was not classic then, right? It's like ancient, but that was like
It's
what, like
archaic now.
60s or 70s. Like I wouldn't say R&B or what was it, but like, you know what I'm talking
I know
about,
what
right?
you
The
mean.
lowrider fucking
Yeah, like,
music and shit.
Angel baby.
Yes, what is that
my
stuff?
Angel
What is that
baby.
stuff? You know,
I don't know.
what
the
genre is that? Doo wop or
Homie?
something?
Homie? I don't know, but that
Homie.
you just brought back memories.
Yeah.
That's why.
Like I'd like driving with that on. It's hot night. You know when you have all the windows down, but it's still warm, and you're
Mm.
just driving, and it's like It's
Those
like
nights are
80,
coming.
80, 90 degrees, and it's just like swirling in the air with the music playing. Like, do people cruise like that anymore?
I don't know.
We gotta do it
Cruise.
this summer.
Yeah.
Go cruising.
Go cruising.
So not just music, but you listen to
Yeah,
audiobooks.
Yeah, I actually listen to more audiobooks than music while I'm at work. The music's always playing, but that's how I listen to. I listen to books for the majority of my work. Right now, I'm listening to. It's called "If This Gets Out," and it's about a boy band. I think it's loosely based on like One Direction,
Oh,
but it's about like they're like in love with each other within the band, and then they're like trying to keep it a
Ooh.
secret. And it's like I'm like, okay, which one's Harry? Okay, which one's Liam? Because I'm comparing them to the One Direction people. But it's like it's fun. It's like it's a teen fiction right now because I've been
Yeah.
doing a lot of like romance and stuff, really heavy like war stuff, and so I was like, let me do something light and gay. And it's called If This Gets Out, and it's so much fun.
Nice.
I like it. I'm like halfway through.
Nice.
It's cute.
Sometimes we'll like one time Drake had an audiobook on and I enjoyed it. It was an autobiography, I think, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's tough because then if you because
You
the
have to go
whole
check it
salon
out.
was
Oh,
listening,
yeah.
so like if the phone rang or you went up to go check in a dog or go grab your next dog
Or
or
how to
dry
dry
a
it.
dog or then you would miss it because it's not like they're gonna pause it and wait for every single person to come back. So that kind of sucked. And like we used to listen to the audiobook when we were on mobile together, but we don't do the mobile together anymore. So, and when it's like a salon full of people, like there's, like 4 or 5 of us in there, I don't want to put my headphones on and be like, sorry, guys.
I know. When she has her headphones on, she's like, we think she's mad.
How do you guys
Yeah.
decide what you listen to? Like,
Whoever.
basically
just
Whoever,
DJs.
just puts
whoever.
whoever like puts something on, like we
Nobody's
just like let it
really, every once in a while, somebody's like, hey, I really want to listen to this. And,
Or
but-
something will trigger a song and we're like, I gotta
oh,
listen
we
to
got to
this.
listen to this. But we all
So,
pretty much get along.
go. The only time I'll be like, this sucks, and I'll put something on
It's
is
when Cat's playing.
well, no, is if Cat. Yes, it is when Cat does it, but it's like not when her music goes on, but if she or someone else is just playing on their cell phone,
oh,
and it's just like that sound of like it sounds like it's coming out of a tin can or something, and it's just like. Rah, rah, rah.
mhm.
So then I'll just turn the speaker on and put music on.
Well, for the longest
'Cause it
time,
sounds
I
better.
couldn't connect to the thing. It like was being weird. And
Oh, the
but now
Bluetooth?
I figure out how to connect. It connects better. We have this like old.
Now she can put
ancient-
on
No,
her
it's been
music
doing
on
the
it.
same thing the whole time, but she just like
she
finally
just
figured
figured
it out.
No, I just never put the effort into it
Mhm.
because I know people don't really care for my music, so
Uh-huh.
I don't. I usually listen to it when it's just me in the room.
We
Because I
like
get
your
in at
music.
I get in at 7 and they get in like closer to 9. So usually
Oh,
me
you
or
get it.
Drake are playing something on the radio, And then when they come in, I usually turn it off.
She says that, but we listen to musical music and Disney music too.
I know. I don't. Okay, not so much them. I think it's the younger kids.
We're
like my Wicked and
old.
my.
I will say though, I don't like listening to Wicked too much because I like it a lot.
So
You know
he
what I'm
doesn't
saying?
want to like get tired of it.
I'll never get
because I
tired
like
of it.
really enjoy it and like I don't want it to get
Played out.
yeah.
The movie came out in November, and I do not lie to you when I listened to the soundtrack at least twice a day.
I was like, I listen to it practically
Every single
daily.
day since the movie's been out. I love it.
And I'm not tired of it.
I'm
yeah.
not tired of it either.
Every time it
Yeah.
comes on, I want to belt it out loudly. Another time he turns on the radio is if I start singing.
Well, that's just because like it reminds me of music.
Yeah.
Yeah, it
He's
does.
mostly our DJ.
Somebody when we were in this bar recently with a couple of like groomer friends when we were at the Utsumi photo shoot and they played the first song, the opening song from Wicked,
And that was it.
and that was it.
No one wants a Wicked
Yeah,
at
Yes.
a bar.
That's it.
and we
Well,
were
'cause at
people
fir-
were singing,
okay,
but
no,
then
I
that
mean-
was it.
At first, I was like, lit. They're going to play the whole album.
Yeah.
This is fucking awesome. And then they just played that. And I was like, not fucking Defying Gravity.
say,
Are
if
you
you
serious?
do Wicked, it has to be Defying Gravity.
If
Well,
it's
okay,
one song.
If you're at a bar, it should be like popular or what is this feeling?
But yeah,
Yeah.
popular too. Yeah.
Because I
Okay.
feel like both of those are kind of.
But what's the last song? The last song is really good too, but I haven't heard it since I listened to the original soundtrack.
Defying Gravity?
No, it's defying. It's about them like
Oh,
a
at the
comet
end,
pulled from orbit. you
For
know?
good.
For good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's actually
That's
the
in the-
title of the second movie.
Yeah,
I was
Wicked.
going to say,
It's in the next
Nathan, it's
movie.
because it's not come yet. Shh, don't spoil
But
But
For
I
those-
like
my
that
favorite
song a
from
lot
Wicked.
too.
it. Yeah.
It's very emotional.
I can't wait to hear them.
He's going to
sing it.
cry.
I can't wait till the next
Yeah,
one
I
comes out.
cried
I'm
a
like,
lot. I cried both times I seen the movie.
You know, this is the first movie that Ellie likes that's not not a like
Huh.
Moana or Frozen
Uh-huh.
or whatever. She asked to watch
It's
it all
not
the time.
far, it's not far off though, right? It's got the
No.
songs and the
But it's live
Can she
action.
sit through
dance.
it?
Yeah.
Did you say she can't sit through like much?
She can't sit through much, but she'll sit through Wicked.
Nice.
She's. I think we went to a movie recently, right? And she sat through it.
Wicked.
And Moana, right? Or no?
I didn't go with you tomorrow. I took her at a separate time.
Oh, just in case.
No, it's just like we wanted to see it, and you had seen it already or something like that.
Which, by the way, it was pretty mid.
It was
Yeah.
mid.
I heard it
Not
because
as
the
good as
guy
the first
because
one.
the guy wasn't doing the music.
There was a
Oh,
different
is that
guy
why
doing
the music
Yeah.
wasn't as good?
Lin Manuel
Mm.
Miranda was not involved in
Mm.
Like,
the
why
moment,
wouldn't you
too.
have him do the music? Like
Maybe he didn't want to.
Disney.
Maybe he wanted to.
Because he did the Encanto music too, and I really like that
Yeah.
album as well.
You know when they came out with the new Beetlejuice movie, they had
Beetlejuice.
the same guy back. His name's Danny Elfman. Danny
Mm.
Elfman has
Well,
done
he's
like a ton of.
fantastic. He's
He's done like
amazing.
Nightmare Before Christmas. He did Batman. He did Spider-Man. He did so many and he's the lead singer of I think Oingo Boingo.
Oingo boingo.
Oingo boingo.
You know that group from the
Mm-mm.
80s?
They're fucking cool.
I probably heard their music though.
You probably have heard the music.
When I
We're
seen he
Danny
was coming
Elfman
back, I was
fans.
like, right on. I know this is gonna be good.
Yeah, we're very much Danny Elfman fans.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Soundtrack finna be lit. All right, so to close out the episode, we got a 5-star review on Apple Podcasts. I would like to read.
wow, thank you so
Aw.
much.
Thank you so much. A 5-star review from me. 164. Lots of numbers. Best podcast ever.
Aw.
I just love listening to this podcast while I'm at work grooming. It never fails to make me giggle, and listening to each of you talk about your experience in grooming has really impacted me. Positively, of course. I actually just signed up for my first salon creative grooming competition with my poodle.
Wow.
Listening to y'all talk about it, and also through following all of you on social media, mostly Nathan's stuff, because my family's always sends me his videos, has always given me the confidence to sign up. I'm still hella nervous though, but I'll definitely be listening to the podcast to calm my nerves while prepping my boy for the competition. Can't wait
Aw.
for season 2. Well, you're in luck because we're back.
We're
season
back.
2 is here.
Aw.
And you're gonna rock it.
Yeah, we can't wait to hear how
I
you
wonder what
did.
competition.
Yeah, what competition are you going
Because
to?
like who knows? Maybe we'll be there. Say hi.
I
yeah.
know. If we're there, let us know. If we're not, still let us know.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
That
The
is
stuff
awesome.
like that feels so good, right?
Yeah. Thank you so much for that review.
Thank you.
Thank you. And on that note, thank you so much for spending some time with us, and we will see you next time.
Bye.
Bye.
Once again, I want to thank PetStore.direct for sponsoring this episode. Thank you.
Thank you.